Hey there! Welcome to the channel! Today we're diving deep into a topic that hits close to home for so many of us. Have you ever been called lazy, unmotivated, or just a procrastinator? Well, what if I told you those labels might be completely wrong? Yup, today we're talking about ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, and how it's often mistaken for plain old laziness. Stick around, because we're not just busting myths. We're shining a spotlight on 10 signs that you might have ADHD, not laziness. Oh, and while you're here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments if any of these signs sound familiar. Let's be real. If you've ever started cleaning your room only to find yourself reorganizing your bookshelf, trying on old clothes, or Googling, "How did Vikings do laundry?" you might be dealing with ADHD. People with ADHD are pros at being busy, but somehow end the day wondering, what did I even accomplish? Research shows that ADHD affects something called executive function, which is basically your brain's project manager. Without it, tasks don't always get completed in a linear way. If you're nodding along, drop a Viking emoji in the comments. Oh, and remember, just because your day looks like organized chaos doesn't mean you're not working hard. Your brain's project manager might just need a little extra support. People love to say, you can't have ADHD, you're capable of focusing for hours. Well, here's the thing. Hyperfocus is a thing. You can't do your laundry, but you can deep dive into 18th century naval warfare for 6 hours straight. Totally checks out. According to Dr. Edward Hallowell, a leading ADHD expert, hyperfocus is common because it taps into the ADHD brain's love for novelty and stimulation. It's not laziness, it's your brain locking onto something it finds incredibly interesting. Sound familiar? Let us know your latest hyperfocus obsession in the comments. Bonus points if it's weirder than naval warfare. Also, pro tip, use timers or alarms to snap yourself out of hyperfocus when you've got other responsibilities waiting. Deadlines? Can't live with them, can't live without them. If you find yourself waiting until the absolute last minute to finish something, not because you're lazy, but because your brain needs that adrenaline rush, it could be ADHD. ADHD brains often have lower levels of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. Deadlines create urgency, which helps kickstart dopamine production. That's why you'll suddenly become a productivity machine at 11 p.m. the night before something's due. So if you've ever written a 10-page paper the night before it's due and got an A, smash that like button. And hey, remember, planning ahead isn't impossible. You just might need tools like reminders or accountability buddies to help you out. Ever stare at a sink full of dishes like it's Mount Everest? For people with ADHD, breaking tasks into manageable steps can feel impossible. It's not laziness, it's analysis paralysis. Your brain is so busy trying to figure out the best place to start that you're stuck. Dr. Russell Barkley, a clinical psychologist, explains that ADHD impairs the ability to organize and prioritize tasks, making even simple chores feel daunting. Quick tip, try the 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes to do, just do it. Unless it's hitting subscribe, that takes 2 seconds, so do that first. Or break big tasks into tiny steps. It's easier to climb Mount Everest if you focus on one rock at a time. Forgot your keys, wallet, or what was I saying? Forgetfulness isn't laziness. It's a classic ADHD symptom. Your brain is juggling too much at once, so it drops the ball. A 2017 study published in Frontiers in Psychology found that ADHD affects working memory, making it harder to hold on to information temporarily. This explains why you can't remember what you walked into the kitchen for. If you've ever left the house with your phone but not your shoes, comment below. We're building a support group, and hey, consider tools like sticky notes or apps to help you stay on top of things. No shame in a little external memory. Do you tap your foot, bounce your leg, or doodle during meetings? That's not restlessness, it's your brain's way of keeping itself stimulated. Movement helps keep your mind engaged. Fidgeting helps people with ADHD focus by providing extrasensory input, according to research from the University of Central Florida. So, those doodles on your notebook, they're not a distraction, they're a focus tool. So, go ahead and fidget, or just fidget over to the subscribe button. Same thing really. And maybe invest in some fidget tools, stress balls, spinners, or whatever works for you. Have you ever cried over a commercial or gotten irrationally mad at a slow Wi-Fi connection? Emotional dysregulation is a lesser-known ADHD symptom. You feel everything at 110%. Dr. William Dodson notes that emotional intensity in ADHD stems from difficulty regulating emotions, not from overreacting. Your emotions are real, valid, and sometimes overwhelming. If you've ever sobbed over a dog rescue video, we're in this together. Drop a paw emoji below. And remember, your big emotions can also be a superpower. They make you empathetic, passionate, and driven. Procrastination isn't about laziness, it's about avoidance. Whether it's fear of failure, perfectionism, or just not knowing where to start, ADHD makes starting tasks feel Herculean. A 2016 study in personality and individual differences found that procrastination in ADHD is linked to time perception issues and emotional regulation. It's not that you don't care, it's that your brain struggles to see future consequences. So next time you procrastinate, remember, it's science. And while you're here, procrastinate productively by subscribing. Also, try a timer to get started. Even 5 minutes can make a difference. ADHD brains think outside the box because they didn't even realize there was a box to begin with. Creativity and ADHD often go hand in hand thanks to divergent thinking. Fun fact: studies from Stanford University show that people with ADHD excel at generating novel ideas and solutions. Your unique way of seeing the world is a strength. If you've ever come up with your best ideas in the shower, give this video a thumbs up. And consider keeping a notebook or voice recorder handy to capture those genius moments when they strike. Finally, let's talk about the inner critic. People with ADHD often feel lazy or inadequate because they've been told that their struggles are character flaws. Spoiler alert, they're not. Dr. Ned Hallowell reminds us that ADHD is a neurodevelopmental condition, not a moral failing. Your brain is wired differently, and that's okay. So, let's ditch the shame. If this resonates, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget, you're doing your best, and that's enough. There you have it. 10 signs you might have ADHD, not laziness. If any of this hit home, remember, you're not alone, and you're not broken. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more brain-friendly content. And hey, go easy on yourself, you're doing great. Until next time.